first like minute, but I went live for like a second and the connection was weird when I first started and apparently it was buffering a lot. So hopefully this time it is better. If not, I guess another day. But anyway, um, so we'll give it a minute. But basically, we are doing an order. We are working on some roses today, but this one's kind of different because they live nearby, so they were able to give me a vase that they wanted me to fill with the roses. So I have to. I'm gonna definitely make the stems longer than some of these, but I need to basically make enough to fill it up. I'm trying to like imagine. I'm gonna start with I think around 6 roses, and then see how many more I need to fill the vase. So we will see. Just gonna start making some. They're pretty quick to make. I have the tutorial is in my description today. I went ahead and put it in there before I uploaded this, and I think it's by Hopeful Turns, and it's pretty good. So yeah, it was really easy for me to follow as a pretty new beginner. I've been doing this pattern for like a year or more, and so it was pretty easy for me to follow as a beginner. I recommend it as long as you can do double crochets and singles. You know, it's pretty easy. Hello, Beth. Welcome back. I hope it's better now. It was weird when I first like got on. It took a minute to start, so I wonder if something was just weird. But I like closed out everything on my phone and restarted. I had to do it twice because I accidentally hit go live together, and so it was going to be a split screen, and I was like, oh man, and you have to redo it. You can't just turn it off. So yeah, this is a really easy pattern. It takes me maybe like 30-45 minutes or so to make one. I'm going to see. The only thing I had done before I started was I did make the chain because I didn't want to have to count right as soon as I started. So I did make the chain, but that only takes me like, I don't know, like a minute or something. It's only like 60 minute or two to make 61 chains. I haven't followed too many of the tutorials by Hopeful Turns, but this one I really like. I was looking this morning to see if there was some more I would like to try. By then I just didn't finish looking, but I really like it. Hi, Miss Rivera. How are you? Oh, you're working on a haunted house bag. Make it tiny. Beth, can you please send me a picture of that whenever you feel comfortable? If you're not ready yet, you want to wait till you're done, that's fine. But I would love to see a picture of that. You can post it on my community, and this goes for anybody who wants to show me anything. Obviously keep it nice, but keep it YouTube friendly. But there is, if you just go to my channel, you have to be on your phone, I found out. But if you go to my channel on your phone, you'll see visit community. It's a button there. And if you click on that, you can make a post. And you can post pictures and say whatever you want to about the pictures, or just say stuff, I guess. But I would love to see that. That sounds amazing. That is so cool. As you can tell, I'm into the season, so that sounds amazing. I love that. It's your Friday and you're beat to the max. I know you are, girl. Especially with back to school. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. I feel like people are probably extra, like, kind of, I don't know, crazy and messy and stuff first week, right? Just a lot. Oh, I just got my Finch notification for this morning. I think I already did it, though. Pretty sure I already logged in this morning and did my little goals that I did already. I don't know. This is like terrible of me. So I signed up for a 7-day trial for the Finch app to like do the full plus version, which, if you don't know, it's like a self-care kind of app, I guess, but like sort of Tamagotchi style. So you like have goals, and there's a little creature that you can like dress up and make a little room for, and you like take care of the little creature, and you also like fulfill your goals for the day or whatever. And for me, mine are like really basic. They're like take your medicine in the morning, like wash the dishes, go to work, make sure you get out of the bed. Like get out of bed is one of them, which is like a simple one, but it's, and like obviously something I'm gonna do. I cannot stay in the bed; it kills my back. But just like you can put whatever you want, basically. And so anyway, or like put water in the fridge for my husband, so I don't forget to do that. Just little things. And I don't know. I really like it though, but I accidentally did I did the trial, and then I had so much going on that I forgot that the trial had ended, and so I accidentally bought a year's worth of Finch Plus. So, whoops. It was $40. I was very upset, but I know it's only $40, but I was very upset that I did that. I was like, "Why did I do this trial right now? Like, I have so much on my mind that, like, why?" I knew I was gonna forget. Usually, I put it on the calendar, but usually my phone also usually sends me a thing that says, "Your thing is about to end. Do you wanna, like, continue or not?" And it didn't do that, so I was like, "Oh." But anyway, I guess, it'll just encourage me to keep using it, right? How's the plus version? It's really not. I don't know if I'm not like, I need to look around more, honestly, since I've gotten it because it's only been a couple days. Because I think there are other things that have been unlocked that I haven't noticed, but I know it unlocks like a lot of the clothes and like the room accessories and stuff like that. But I think I'm pretty sure it also gives you other like those little things you can do where it'll be like write a reflection of your day or um, the things you can do, like the breathing exercises and all that kind of stuff. I think it unlocks a bunch of those things if I'm not mistaken. So I'll have to look at it. So who knows? Yeah. Thank you. Hello. But yeah, I accidentally did it, but I was like, whoopsie. It's okay. Um, but it usually notifies me, so it was weird, but whatever. I just need to be a lot more careful. But like I said, hopefully it'll just motivate me to like, and it has so far motivated me to make sure I use it. But I have been on like a streak or whatever. They have like a streak, like some apps do or whatever. And I think I'm on like a 130 some odd day app or streak for the app. I think I've messed it up like once or twice, but I had like a streak repair or whatever it's called. So, hello, welcome. Let's see. I'm gonna try 2, 3. Yeah. But yeah, I really like this roses pattern. It's really easy. And all I do, some people are kind of curious, like, well, how do you put them on the stems, right? Well, I literally buy wooden skewers from Walmart, like the food skewers. Um, they have like dowels at Dollar Tree, but they're too thick for this. So I get the skewers at Walmart and then I just use a little hot glue at the end and I start to wrap it. I usually like tuck it under and then wrap it so it can't come undone. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like you want to make sure it won't come undone even if the glue starts coming, coming undone. So I use a little hot glue, but you could probably use kind of whatever. And fabric glue might no, because it's wood too. Never mind. Anyway, so glue, and then I wrap it a little, like an inch or two, and then put more glue, and then wrap it, more glue, wrap it, more glue. Um, you can't like don't put glue all the way down, hot glue all the way down, and then try to wrap it because you're not going to be able to wrap it fast enough unless you're using like a screw. What's it called? Not a screwdriver, a drill. Some people put it in a like the dowel in a drill and spin it and cover it, but for me, I don't know if I could after with practice I could probably do it, but I feel like at first it would look really sloppy and I try to like do it really carefully where it's really even and stuff and I try not to overlap them. It's not always perfect, but I try not to like overlap the string and I feel like if I did it with a drill so fast I would. But just little sections at a time with the glue and wrap it. But like I said, don't just put glue at the end and the top. Make sure you put some just in case it starts coming undone. And then I usually take the dowel before I finish wrapping it and I leave like a half an inch at the top to stick inside the flower. And I take the dowel and before I put any glue, I find the spot in the flower where I'm going to stick it. So I'll like poke around and find a good place and then I'll put the glue and put it in there after it's been wrapped and everything. So that's how I put them on the stems. It's really easy. It's a little like time consuming to wrap them like that, but it's good. They are good. They're both right here actually. Arthur has got his little Kong ball with his peanut butter, and little one is laying on the couch. Yeah, he's sleeping. It's his nap time. He always likes to take a good nap about this time of day for about an hour or two. Yeah, usually he goes upstairs, but he's here today. Aw, thank you. Hello, Yadira. Thank you, thank you. I'm always saying let me do it because I'm always like, I forget to leave a little pinned comment at the bottom to say exactly what you just said, pretty much. because I've done it like once, and I feel like it helped. I really did. So I was like, you know what? Let me do that again. So let me see if I can get into my own chat here. And welcome. Yeah. And where's the and symbol? I'm looking for the and symbol. Why can't I find it all of a sudden? It's because it's my iPad. Okay, there we go. And boop, boop. Nope, that's not an exclamation mark. That is. Okay. All right, now I need to pin it. Pin. Done. Could have just pinned your message. I'm smart. Anyway. Could have totally just pinned yours. You're excited last night you were in a live with someone having their Oh, you did. I've only tried, I think, one Karen yarn, and it was like the Simply Soft, but I really want to try one of their cakes. What is it? Cloud cakes, maybe? I think that's the one. I wish they had some more colors, though. But my husband is kind of picky about what yarn he likes the feel of, and he really liked that. And it's really nice and soft. So I think it would make like a good blanket or something. I'd love to have some of that. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with the colorama, but that sounds cool. I love the colors. So I wonder, is it like solid colors? Is it variegated, multicolored? Ooh, you never tried any either. Ooh, well, I'm excited to hear how it is. Like I said, the cloud cakes, I think that's the one, is like super soft. I'm not even sure what it's made out of. I should really look, but it's really soft. I just wish they had more colors because the colors they have are kind of like, and they're all like a gradient, so I'd have to figure out like what design would work with that, I guess. I know there are plenty, but I've just never done one. This is a variegated or like striped yarn. I just went with it. That's just what it turned out like. I just went back and forth. So I'd have to find like a good pattern so it actually looked good. This one looks fine like that, but I don't think the other one would. Because this one goes back and forth. The other one just goes from like light color to dark color, and that's the whole scheme. You never tried it. This one's called Magenta. Goes from a buttery yellow to a dark pink. Ooh, I like those colors. I like both those colors, so that sounds nice. I'll have to look at those. I'm not really in the market for yarn unless it's real special, but that sounds kind of nice. I like that. I guess I'm not in the market for blanket yarn unless it's a specific color or Parfait Chunky by Premier, because I've got, well, there's a couple colors of Premier Parfait Chunky I'd like, but for the most part, I've got plenty of it. I haven't made amigurumi in a while, so I've kind of got a good amount. I need to make some more, but I'm going to, because I'm going to make some more of those pumpkins and ghosts. I don't think I've showed you guys these. Look. So this is so far the biggest pumpkin that I've made, which is like way smaller than what I want to make. I want to make like a huge one. And somebody, I don't know who it was that recommended that pattern to me. Thank you. The only problem is that it's a rectangle. And the first time and last time I think that I tried to make a pumpkin with a rectangle, I kept it somewhere, but it's awful. I prefer to make the circle instead of the rectangle and sewing it together, because something about the top and bottom when I sew it together look lumpy. So I would prefer a giant circle one, which again, I think I could just sort of make my own pattern, but I think it would take more trial and error than I have time for before Halloween. But and the other problem is making the segments, because I'm afraid the yarn would snap on such a big pumpkin. But anyway, I have the tiniest pumpkin that I've made. Let's see. Tiniest pumpkin. This is made with embroidery floss. Same pattern, except this is the large, this is a small. I'll show you. Well, where's my small one? Here it is. This is them in regular yarn with a size 4 hook. This is the pattern that I was talking about the other day that I put in the description 2 lives ago. I can go back and put it in this one as well, but it's on 365 crochet and knit.com. I found it just by Googling like free pumpkin pattern or something like that. That's a great little website. They have like pumpkin coasters, all kinds of little things. But they have a small, medium, where's the medium? Medium and large. And mine are a little varying just because my tension is a little tight, so yours could be a little bigger, but this is just with, like, regular Red Heart acrylic, and they're a great little set. I absolutely love them. 'Em, they're one of my favorite little patterns. They're really easy, they're just single crochets, increases, decreases. Um, the leaves do have double crochets in them. That may be a trickier part, but here's the thing, if you're a beginner, you don't have to make the leaf, you can just make the stem. As you see, it's still a pumpkin without the leaf, right? So you don't have to make the stem if that's like a little too much for you if you're a beginner, but I love these pumpkins. They're absolutely one of my absolute favorite things. We're gonna make those again soon because I want to make my patient another set and all that good stuff. So we're definitely gonna make those again sometime soon. But that is all the same pattern. All these from the tiniest one to the big one, they're all the same pattern. It just, different hook sizes and different thread. Yeah, this one's gonna be an earring. That's what has a little jump ring on the top, but anywhoosies. And I did my jump ring instead of like some people just insert the jump ring, but instead I took my extra string from when I was sewing the brown stem on and sewed it on several times. I just felt like I didn't want to try to stab into those really tight stitches with the jump ring because sometimes I can't. So I did that, and I feel like it's really secure because I did it so many times. So I think it'll be great for an earring or a pendant or whatever I want to do with it. Let's see. Do you have change and skip stitches? Yeah, that's a good idea. So I actually am gonna do the tutorial on it. I figured out this morning the numbers. So it's like a certain you have to do odd or even or what, and I was trying to figure out was it odd numbers or even numbers you had to do. And so I figured out which one it is to make everything work out because otherwise what'll happen is you'll end up with one where you have like the spaces won't be even. You'll have like this 2 double crochets in a row, or you'll have an open larger space there. So I had to do the math this morning and figure that out. So I did figure that out, and it's such a simple thing that I feel like I can easily make a very quick video on it with no editing. So that's what I'm going to do. I was talking to somebody earlier this morning, and I think that I'm going to try to film it this afternoon. I already have like nails on and everything, so I'm not worried about like filming my hands today. So I think it would be a good day to do it. And so since I figured out the numbers, I'm gonna do that. I don't know if it's gonna be a short or a video. It just depends on how long it is. But it may just be a short video. It just depends on if it's 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. Um, so I'm excited though. The only thing that I have to figure out is how if it is multiple clips, the only thing I'll have to figure out is how to throw them all together into a video, but that won't be difficult because I usually try to make them where I don't have to edit anything out of them. I literally will just clip them together and be done. So I just have to do that as long as they'll upload, and they should because last time I tried to upload, I think we had the other internet, so it should do better this time. Because last time I tried to put my clips in iMovie, they were so long that it was taking forever. But this time they'll be shorter, and so I think it'll be a really good like first tutorial for me to do. Um, but yeah, I'm excited about doing it. But yeah, I'll definitely make a post and everything when I do and all that good stuff. Hi, Tank. Sorry I missed you coming in here. But I'm excited. I think it'll be fun and it's really easy. And as long as you can single and double crochet, you'll get it down. But it'll be fun. I'm excited about it. Because you can make them any size is the cool thing. I've kind of figured out the whatever to make it any size. So that's cool. I like that you can make it any size, and I like that you can add pockets or not do pockets and all that cool stuff. It's really neat. Like I said, if you have a little rolly cart, they work really nicely. They just fit right over your little handles and just hang off the side. Yeah, how is everybody? Anybody working on anything? Anybody working on any fun stuff? I know that what Miss Beth is working on. Her project sounds amazing. Can't wait to see that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I did go to the doctor yesterday. Everything went real good. I am going to get like an MRI at some point, sort of soon, maybe not too soon, within the next like 6 months to a year, because it's not really a big deal. But I keep having little like tremors, sort of. They're not often, they're like maybe once or twice a month. and it's very slight, but I filmed one so that my doctor could see it. And I was like, it's so slight, I'm not even sure that you're going to be able to see that my hand is shaking in it. And she could tell, and she could especially see like my pinky. And anyway, so I was worried it was like something really, I don't even want to say. I was worried it was like an early sign of some terrible illness. And anyway, so we're going to do an MRI just to check. But she also let me know that it could potentially even be just a side effect of like medication. So hopefully that's all it is. It's not a big deal right now. Like I said, it's not, it's just scary, when something happens to your body you can't control. So I just wanted to ask her about it. So hopefully it's good. Oh, you're sneezing your head off. Oh no. Oh, that's not fun when you get, that can give you a headache in and of itself, man. Sneezing so much. A terrible thunderstorm. Oh no. Really? Yeah. See, I'm wondering if it could be that. It's just so random, is what I guess is strange about it. And it doesn't last too long either. It's only like, I don't know, 60 seconds to a few minutes at the very most. But it's just kind of scary. Or for me it is. I'm one of those kind of people that doesn't like to be like, some people can just, like, for example, just drink to their heart's content and just have no concern that they're not in control of their own, like, body or mind or whatever. Me, that terrifies me. Like, I do not want to be out of control of my own body. No, no, thank you. I want to know what I'm doing and be aware of what I'm doing, and I don't want to do all that. But that's just me. Good for you if you're able to like let go like that. But nope, no, thank you. So I feel like that's why it like scares me a little bit, but it'll be all good. And then I'm gonna get tested for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. I believe so. Which is like a joint and skin thing. Um, which I'm not gonna go into it because it's just boring. But I have a lot of the symptoms and stuff, and so the only thing is I have to do like genetic there I was asking, is there a test for it? And she's like, well, yes, but it's a genetic test. And I'm like, oh, that sounds expensive. So I don't know when I'm gonna do, and it's not really, she said, and I said, well, even if we find out, it's not really anything we can do it. It's not like there's a treatment for it, I guess. I mean, maybe they would like, there may be like certain little medications they can give you, but it's not like it's going to go away if I find out what it is or anything, right? And she said, well, it's fine. You can do it, you cannot do it. It's up to you, but it would be nice to know, of course. But really, I wouldn't worry too much about it unless you want to have children in the future. And then maybe like when you want to have children, maybe go do the test. And I haven't looked into that because I'm not sure. Maybe it's like you pass it down or something because I'm not sure. I guess. I don't know why else she would say that. But anyway, so I'll look into it probably at some point soon, but not too soon because, like I said, that sounds kind of expensive. Everything with healthcare is so expensive, right? Hi, Michelle. Almost didn't even see you there. Your profile picture from far away looks kind of similar to Tank's for some reason. I was like, wait, what? I think it's because I see your face at the top, and then I see, I guess, is that a flower at the top of hers? And so I was like, wait, what? They to me both look like faces at the top of the picture. I was like, wait, what? My eyesight's not great. I need to probably get new contacts. I'm always in contacts or glasses. I don't even know what my vision is, but it's not great. It's basically far away. I can't see. About 2 feet from my face, things start to get real blurry. 1, 2, 3. I've had them since like first grade, second grade, something like that. Oh, my friend and her son were here yesterday. Well, her family, her and her husband and her son were here yesterday. I got to see them. 2, 3. Hold on, I gotta check the pattern. 3, yeah. And we're halfway done with the flower. So basically you work down your chain that you make, and you make these little V's with double crochet and chains, and then you go back and crochet into the V's, which these are the V's right here. Let's see, is that in my way? Yeah, that's a V. And then that middle piece you single crochet, and then more double crochets in the V, etc., etc. But anyway, so I don't know. We had a good time though, and bless her heart, she had spent like hours looking for her parents' dog the day before. I feel so bad, but she found the dog. The dog thought it was so fun to run through the woods and let her chase, you know. Oh, bless her heart. 5. Okay, so 5. 1, 2, 3. No, not yet. Need some water. But treated good. All her son came up to me. I didn't really. I taught him how to make a chain. Okay, I'll take credit for that much. And I taught him how to make a slip knot. But her son came up to me the other day and he said, "I've been connecting with crochet," and I was like, "Aw." And then apparently he was asking his mom, like, what would happen if you crocheted with a chain? Like, crocheted with the crochet. And I was like, actually, Azul, excuse me, actually, Azul, that has been done before. I was like, truly, I said, I know at least that the Woobles have done that. And I said, I think a lot of other people have as well. And he was like, really? I said, yeah. And they went around the country and they made a big chain with everybody. And then they made, I think, an animal out of it. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. He thought that was so cool. Come on, Arthur. But it was cute. Yes. He did really good doing that slip knot. He's like, he thinks it's magic. You know, it's so cool. And then I was like, oh, I was like, you haven't seen anything. Let me show you a magic ring. He was like, oh my gosh. He thought that was awesome. Yeah. All right, so if you just got here, we are working to fill this vase that is from a customer. This is their vase, and their favorite color is orange. So they said they wanted 3 roses, and I said okay. And then they said, actually, I'm going to give you this vase, and I'm going to have you fill it up. I was like, okay. So I am working on it. I'm definitely going to make the stems longer. The skewers that I use, I usually cut down quite a bit, and I'm pretty sure I hope they get a little longer than this one, because I would like, no, this one's long enough. This one's plenty long. I may make them at varying heights if I need to, like these are, to like fill in the sides and space and stuff. But I'm going to try my best to arrange it really pretty where she can just leave it that way, you know. And hopefully it works out. I think she said she was going to put it in her beach house, but this is a cute little vase. It's funny. It reminds me of my cup. It kind of matches my Halloween cups with the like blown orange glass. Put glass rocks in the jar. I was thinking the same thing. It's not mine, so I'm not going to put them in there, but I will probably tell her it would probably be cool to put some in there. I could ask her if she wanted me to put some in there, I guess. I'd have to get some more clear ones. I have clear and blue, but they wouldn't look right in there. I don't think she'd want the blue. I think she'd rather have the clear ones, but that is a fair point. It really does need some. All right, single crochet in here. I made these for the first time in a while. Made the first one this morning. Well, I haven't sewn it up yet, but this pattern is so easy, honestly, that it is one of the very few that I have memorized. Pretty much memorized. Once I do it once or twice again, I'm good. And so I really do like it. It's one of the few flowers that I didn't have a ton of trouble making. A lot of flowers I have a hard time trying to make for some reason, but not these roses. 4, 5, and you can use them for tons of things. Like this summer, I had them as garland, like hanging from like I made a chain and then a green chain and hung them from that like they were a vine or something. And you can make leaves to go on it. You could make the stemmed flowers. There's all kinds of things you can do with them, really. I guess you could use them as like appliques. I think, I'm not sure if it's that video, but I'm pretty sure it has a small, medium, large flower. You can adjust the size of the chain to make your flowers bigger or smaller. 2, 3, 4. I think this might be the medium size. I know it's not small. Hold on, how many's in here? 5. Okay. Oh no, it's 4. Yeah, now to be 5. Is it supposed to be 5? 6. And then 8 and all the rest, except for the last 2 needs 10. Okay, good. You're almost finished with you. Ooh, you are. Ooh, that sounds pretty. I almost wish that I had put white in my cardigan, but I'm halfway done now, so never mind. Not happening. The only thing I'm trying to like finalize in my mind is, do I want to make the cuffs and stuff, or and like end it like the edging on orange or do I want to end it on black? Like typically I think most people would do it like I'm like halfway done with this row, but most people would I think would end it on black, right? And do black cuffs. But then part of me is like it would be more interesting to do it with orange, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Also, I'm considering, depending on when I finish it, trying to make like a pocket, like a granny square pumpkin pocket or something for it. Or I may just wait and not worry about that right now and make it like next year. And because I could always add onto it, sew it onto it later, right? It's no big deal. Ooh, whoa, that's huge. Holy moly, Tank. That is very huge. You might think this is funny. My husband has literally purchased a small skein of cotton yarn because he does not believe the amount of yards that are in yarn. He's like, there's no way that's blank football fields or whatever. I'm like, mm-hmm. So what he wants to do is basically either wrap it around our house, which I'm like, you're gonna have to unwrap that, right? Or it's a small skein, but still, it's like a peaches and cream cotton skein, so a little one. But he wants to do that, or I told him what would be a better idea is have me stand on one side of the farm and hold it, or whoever, and then the other person walks to the other side of the farm or however far they can go. Probably not to the end. Probably they'll run out of string first. But I think that's a better idea. We can do it in a great big open field. We could probably still see each other. You know what I mean? Because he just doesn't believe it. It's hilarious to me. He literally has committed to this. He bought a skein of yarn. I forgot what color he was gonna pick, like white or something, and I was like, no, don't pick. Or it was like a creamy color. I was like, don't pick that. Pick a brighter color we can see. So he picked like a yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, but earlier we were talking about that catfish show. That thing was wild. I was kind of bored at first, to be honest, but then by like the middle, I was like, all right, and then at the end, I was like, holy crap. So sad, awful. I feel so bad for that girl and that boy, everybody involved, except for the person who did it. Jeez. 3, 4, ooh, 5, 6, 7. Another thing I'd eventually like to make is like a sunflower pillow. That would be cool. Do I have? I think I may even have like the yarn to make it. I just haven't found the right pattern yet, I think. There's a decent amount of them, but I want like a good sized one again, and that's part of my issue. And there was another thing I wanted to make, but it was like doubled up, and I didn't have 2 skeins to double it up, which I know you can use like the 2 tails, like the middle center pole and the other side, but I don't know. I still probably need another skein, so. All right. And the good thing about these flowers is too, by the way, if you aren't really paying that much attention, like I'm not right now and I'm talking, if you accidentally put like 7 instead of 8 double crochets in there, you're not going to notice. It's fine. I've definitely done that and you can't tell. Unless you really get it offset, like, you're not going to notice that one little petal is slightly shorter than the rest. 3, 4, 5. I'll have to find the lavender pattern that I like as well to share with you guys. 6. It's one of the other only flower patterns that I'm really like can just do really easily. So I'll have to find that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm so excited about doing that little tutorial though. Like I said, I've sat there and counted this morning a lot to figure out those things, and I'm so glad I did because now I'm like, yay, I can do it. 4, 5, 6. All right, let's see. Is this 7? And then 8. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, happy belated birthday again. I hope you had a good time. Hope you had a good birthday. Michelle recently had a birthday, everybody. And I saw she was on, but I couldn't could be there. It's funny because I feel like sometimes people are gonna think that I'm on when I'm not on, because what happens is my cat, because you know how like YouTube has the thing at the top where you can see like the red or the blue or what it means they're online, I guess, or what, at least that's what I've been told anyway. Um, and what it is most of the time is my cat. I need to get him a different channel or account because I have cat bird videos recommended to me now because he watches cat TV. Or I search cat TV. I used to watch a certain different channel, but I think it's something else. But it's like birds and squirrels, and I put it on for the cat in his room and play it for him. And so I feel like people are gonna be like, "She's on. Why isn't she here?" But it's the cat. Oh, bye, Miss Rivera. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope it's not too bad for you. I hope you have a good weekend and you can relax. But I will talk to you again soon. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I told you guys. Did I? Maybe I did. 7, 8. I saw a black widow the other day for the first time, and they were a lot bigger. It was a lot bigger than I thought it would be. It was like maybe its body, I would compare it to the quick little look I had was probably like a dime size almost. Like its abdomen, and then it had its head and its legs, of course. But it was close to a dime size, and maybe like closer to around a half inch or a little bigger, or no, an inch, maybe almost about an inch with legs. It was scary. I had never seen one. I knew they were around here, but we were out in the garden and we were getting the pumpkins up, and I had already seen some fire ants, so I was already kind of looking out. And thankfully I was, because I did not expect to see that under there, but it was under there. And what happened was I picked the pumpkin up and it flipped over immediately, fell on its back. And so I saw the hourglass shape, the red hourglass, and I said, "Oh!" So it was no doubt. And I had flip flops on, dummy. So I did not want to attempt to step on it. So I called my dad over because he had on boots and he squished it for me. I didn't have anything nearby other than a pumpkin to try to squish it, and I wasn't about to bury it trying to squish it with a pumpkin. So, and stay in the garden after that. So we got it. But anyway, that was scary. I've never seen one. I know my parents had found one in our yard, and I know they like to hide under things like that, but I don't know, didn't expect it to be under a pumpkin. That was a little frightening. Their web is messy. Really? I don't think I know. I probably destroyed whatever web was there, and I don't know if I even noticed it may have been like on that other side of the pumpkin when I picked it up, underside or sort of almost on the underside slash other side. But I didn't even see the web. But that's interesting. I know different spiders do have different web patterns and things, and some of them are quite crazy. And I've even seen where they've given, which is nuts, they've given like spiders, I think like different drugs, and then they've made like different crazy patterns, um, which is nuts. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it's nuts. It affects like certain spiders apparently have like certain receptors where certain drugs can also affect spiders, which is crazy because some animals just don't have like the right receptors for things to do anything to them, like affect them at all. And a lot of spiders, certain spiders anyway, do have that ability, which is crazy. I did. That's what I found, Tank. You're exactly right. Now that you say that, I remember I had forgotten, but it was 3 little egg sacs around it, and we got those as well. Because I knew they were spider egg sacs, of course, and so I was like, yeah, they're near her, so let's get those, and we did. Because I don't want to have to, but I'm definitely going to be more careful in the garden from now on, because that was scary. Do not appreciate deadly creatures being around. I know they are, and I know it's their world too, but I don't want to be close to them. No, thank you. That's right. I remember Abigail's not here anymore, I don't think, but I remember Abigail, I think she said she saw a snake. I can't remember if it was a copperhead or something. Thankfully, all the snakes I've ever seen have been non-venomous, which is a little bit crazy that I've never seen a venomous one out here, but I think I've only ever seen black snakes pretty much. So Yes, they do. I know they do. That is one of their things. Or the thing, really. That's why they get their name, right? 4, 5, which is crazy. It's like, how do they? It's amazing that like a species is able to maintain itself so well when that is what happens, right? I think it is anyway. I've never like looked into it, but just in my mind, that's crazy. That like when the partner kills the other, or the mate kills the other mate, you're like, how do they maintain? They can't keep breeding, right? So because a lot of times in species, right, the male breeds with more than one, right? So, but not with them, I guess. Oh, the kitty's upside down almost. I'm glad y'all are sleeping good. Y'all were very active right before stream. It took me a minute to get on because y'all were both loving on me. Yeah. Y'all both had a little treat. You're ready for naps, huh? We'll sew one or two of these together in a minute. I just want to make a couple of them. I may even switch over to the cardigan in a minute just so I don't have to worry about counting. 2, 5. Oh, I didn't show you guys the bag. I finished sewing it, of course. I was almost done on stream. Let me straighten the bottom up. I still need to line it, but other than that, and put the handle on, of course. But other than that, we have our beaded bag, our purple and iridescent bag. But as I said, I did use sort of a variegated thread on the inside, so it does sort of show in certain lightings through there, but I think it actually looks kind of cool. So it's clear and purple beads. One that one's popping out like that. Sometimes, oh, it's just the way I'm squishing it flat. Okay, I think it's fine once it's opened. I was squishing it too flat. Anywho, so I did that and I sewed the boning in the top of it, which is why it's like this. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't think I have enough room really to sew a zipper. Um, and I don't think it would be, I don't know. I think what I want to do is put one of those magnetic closures. I have some of those already. I'm not sure how I'm going to attach it 100% with the lining because normally I've done it through like crochet holes or something. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Hopefully I can figure it out. If not, maybe I'll have to buy a different kind so I can sew it on. Um, I don't know though, because if I sew it, is it going to stay on well? Because it's, I don't know. I'll try to figure that out. But I'm thinking a magnetic closure of some sort. But I really like this one. I like these purple beads a lot. The next one that I'm either going to do a dark blue and white one. I really want to do a bright yellow one, but I haven't found the right beads because the solid yellow beads look like corn. I'm not going to lie. They just do. So I want like a nice, bright, transparent yellow. So I want to find that and make one more of these, I think, and then put a few of these up for sale. Where's the other one? Is it nearby? Nope, must put the other bag up. Oh no, it's over here. This is the fabric that I did finally decide on to line it because that purple I feel like does match it right there enough. My husband was like, "What? But it's not going to match. It's got purple and pink. Is it just going to be that purple?" I was like, "No, honey, it's one piece of fabric. It just ombres." He was like, ah. Anyway. But hello, Lydia. How are you doing? You still here? Just having a phone call, text, morning. Oh, I understand, Beth. Trust me, understand. Uh, but yeah, so I'm excited. I think it looks good, but either a dark blue or the glow in the dark purple is what I'm going to do next. The dark glow in the dark purple is not as pretty of a purple, but it glows in the dark, right? So I have to decide too, do I want to make this pattern again while I'm still like super have it in my brain, or do I want to switch over to the next pattern that I have, which is going to use the really tiny beads. Like I don't have it near me. I have a lighter somewhere. Yeah, I do. I thought about it. The lighter. It uses these little tiny beads, so you can kind of tell these are a lot smaller, right? So I have to decide if I'm going to jump over to that, or do I want to jump back and forth between patterns basically, or do I just want to get all the ones of this so far made? I don't know yet, because I do like this pattern and it's been nice for me. But anyway, the boning worked out really well, you guys. This is what I used from Hobby Lobby. It is flexible Or was that what it says? No, Featherlight Boning. Couldn't read backwards. You probably, it might be backwards for you as well. But anyway, it's Featherlight Boning by Sewology. It says it supports and shapes bustiers, swimsuits, and other strapless. I've never known how to say that word correctly. I think it's bustier. Swimsuits and other strapless garments. So I guess they use it to like put a, I don't know, strapless garments, whatever. But anyway, it works great for the top of the bag to hold it up essentially and keep it from curling in. And I still have one more pink and green bag that I'm going to make. So I'm definitely going to sell one of these. Still have one more like this that I need to finish and line. I finished crocheting it this morning and started the sewing process. So I'll try to finish that today maybe. But I'm going to do that tutorial first. I don't want to worry about that. I'd rather do the tutorial first. Is it heavy? It is. It is. I mean, it's got weight to it. Don't get me wrong. It's got weight to it, okay? But carrying it around, no, not really. It doesn't seem to really be bad. And as far as size, like as a comparison, let me get my case because some people, like, it's hard to tell, you know, what size things are online. I'm trying to get my iPhone case because it's not on my phone right now. So this is like an iPhone 14 case, right? So it fits in there with like a little room on the side, and then obviously you have a good amount of room, right, to stuff it with a couple things. Like it's good for like a night out bag kind of thing. It's more of like a fancier bag, I guess. You probably wouldn't want to use it every day. Most women wouldn't. It may be a little small for that, but it's more like a going out kind of bag. That's another reason I would also like to make a black and white one because I think that would look really nice and elegant and go with a lot of things and be popular. So I'm thinking a black and white one would also be really nice. Hi, Alyssa. Thank you. But yeah, it does have a little weight to it. I should really weigh them. That's another reason it would be nice to get a little like food scale. I want one to measure yarn and stuff, but it would also be cool, and beads also, really beads. But I think it would be cool to weigh one to see what it weighs, like how many ounces or whatever. You know? Definitely not a pound. I think it would be more like ounces. All right, back to the flower. But yeah, so I did finish that. I had almost forgot to tell you guys. I was working on it yesterday for a few minutes at the doctor's office. Not for a long time, but a little bit. My doctor was saying that something about putting stuff in a store, and I was like, yeah, I've considered. There's a lady or two in town that I've considered talking to. I just haven't done it yet. I also probably would want to make like a couple things to bring her to show her, like to say, hey, would you put this, could you possibly put this inside of your gift shop? But I don't know. I'm not really that, I don't know. I would have done it by now, I guess, if I was that into it. But it would be cool though, because she does feature some local artists and things. I feel like she may if she has room. Hello, thank you, Tank. I appreciate it. Oh, go make your pudding, some pudding. There you go. Hey, I like to make me some pudding too. I'm not gonna lie. If you have extra milk left over before it goes bad, make you some pudding. That's a good way to use it up. That's what I do. I mean, it takes like what, 2 cups or something, which isn't that much, but still, like, I mean, that's more than a lot of things take. And I only buy half gallons anyway because my husband doesn't use it that often. He likes whole milk and I don't, so I'm just not used to it. I'm a 2%er. 4. He also makes fun of me, my husband, because I won't eat the ends of bread, like the end pieces, like on a sandwich. He's like, why not? I'm just like, I don't know. We just never did that growing up. He's like, but it's bread. I'm like, I know, but it's crust. It's such a child thing, but I swear, we just don't. We never did. I don't know. You know, the ends of the loaf, right? I might just be alone in that, but oh well. All right, we're halfway done at least with the, well, 3/4 of the way. I said halfway, but really we're 3/4 of the way done now. So it's just a lot of double crochets. I think there's 6 in the first 2 sections, 8 in the rest, and then 10 in the last 2. 4, 5, 6. 7. I gotta figure out, I gotta finish Jailbirds, and then I gotta figure out what else I can watch while I make these roses, since I did watch the little catfish thing already. 3, 4, 7. I need one more. Get some coffee. Where is it? Oh, I forgot it was in this thing. Usually there's water in here, but today it's coffee. Okay. I'm glad she requested orange. At least it's like, you know, fall appropriate. And I mean, she just likes orange as her favorite color. She's going to have them all the time, but I'm glad she requested like a fall color. I just got to get some more orange yarn so I can finish my hexie, because sorry, little one, I didn't mean to put that on top of you, kitty. But I think this is, I think I have like a half skein after this, and I'm out of orange yarn, so I had to get some more. And like I said, I want to make some more pumpkins. That might be what we do next week, because I would like to go ahead and make them, or at least some of them. 4, 5, 6. I know I keep saying it, but I'm excited about the little tutorial. I hope it comes out well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I have trouble with the editing, I'm going to ask my husband, because he did go to school for, not editing, but he did do editing in school and video production, I think. So anyway, I can ask him. It's been a long time, but I can still ask him to help. He may have a little bit of knowledge to help me. If I get really into it, then he knows some like good, really good like programs and stuff, but I have to like really be into it to get those. 4, 5. I'm excited. 6. I'm trying to think though, what color yarn should I use in the tutorial, just so that it's like easy to see. I don't know. I guess I'll have to just kind of play around with it. Obviously not like black or dark color, not dark blue, nothing like that, but maybe just like a light blue or something like that. I just want it, or maybe a light pink or something. I just want people to be able to see like the stitch definition and like what I'm doing really well. And it's going to be obviously turned around and up close and on my hands and everything. I'll probably sit at my desk and film it, like I used to with my shorts and things. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. But I'm excited. I can't wait. Or maybe I'll sit at the table where the yarn wall is in the background. Maybe I'll do that. I might do that actually. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll put the orange tablecloth down. Yeah, that sounds good, I think. And then the light from the window will be there. It'll be perfect. I'm excited. And I don't know. So my only question, you guys, is I guess how big of a one should I make for the tutorial? Like, the thing I'm going to explain in the tutorial how to make it basically any size that you want to make it, and how to like add certain things to it if you want to hang different things on it. So I'm wondering if there's one more thing I need to make to show an example of how to do. But other than that, I have examples. But I'm wondering, I think I'm just going to make like a, not that small, but like a smaller one just for the video to just give examples, but I'll show the big ones. And basically the only thing I have to give you information for is a lot of the width information. The length is really going to be up to you anyway. So yeah, I think I'll figure that out, something like that. Like I said, some of the stuff doesn't matter as much. Like if you're going to use them for stitch markers, you may not care. But if you're going to use them for earrings or something, you know, you may want to make sure your numbers are right, you know, so you can fit like an actual set up there, more than one. But yeah, I think that'd be good. Hello, Pro. Right now I am making some orange. Where are the flowers? There they are. Some orange roses like these to for an order to sell. Yeah, so right now I'm doing that. I'm almost done with this one. They look a little crazy until they're all rolled up. They look like wind spinners, right? I've never actually made one of those. I guess this is like as close to that, or like a tentacle. But yeah, I'll roll one up with you guys in a minute. And I will say, sometimes it's easier to like hold one string up out of the way when you do it, because sometimes one gets in the way. But I like to keep my tail to start with, because I end up tying them both in a knot at the end just to secure everything, because nobody can see the knot. Like, where's the knot? Hold on, let's see. Can you find the knot? A knot? Anybody find? I mean, there's no knot. There's no tail sticking out anywhere. It's in there. You just don't know it's in. Nobody's going to be examining the bottom of your flowers, okay? So really, you can, after you sew everything, you can just tie it and snip those, and then finish off your flower, because, like I said, nobody's going to see it. It's really secure. Otherwise, you can weave it in, but really, no one's going to see that, and it just makes me feel better that it's not going to come off. 1, 2, 3. And there are ways to like use wire and things as the stem, which I want to work on. I think, I mean, basically I would do the same thing, right? Just wrap it and glue it. But I need to find wire thick enough that when I wrap the yarn around it, it looks thick enough to be a real stem. Because right now I only have like really, really thin wire. So, and some wire cutters would be needed. And that way you could bend the roses to the angles that you would like them to be. And I'm also, now that I'm thinking about it though, could I use the wire that I have and somehow put it on the top just to be able to, I mean, you can kind of flex these a little bit to an angle, as you can see, if you really want to, but I don't know. Maybe I could somehow use a little piece at the top or something. Clever, thank you. Used to make. Hey, Rosalie, almost missed you there. Sorry, me just gibbering. I used to make fabric roses similar to that. Would anybody believe they put quiet next to me in the yearbook? I don't know why. No, I know why. It's because if I don't know people and I'm shy, like I'm very reserved if I do not know you. Like I just am. But if you come talk to me, like I'm going to talk to you, but I'm just reserved. But then once I get to know you. No, I can see you, Rosalie. You're good. You were just at the top there, and I had missed you. I used to make fabric roses similar to that, which was around. Ooh, used them in Bobby. Baby favorite sandals and made hair bows touch. Oh, cool. See, I wish I could sew better. I wish I could use a machine. I've only used one like once, and I didn't have the greatest teacher. They were it was a teacher at school, and they were very impatient, and I was having a difficult time with like pressing the pedal with even pressure was like my hardest thing. And I don't know, it just I think they got impatient with me, and then they helped me finish the project by basically finishing it for me, which was kind of annoying because I wanted to learn. But hopefully I will learn, because I do have a machine. I just have to find the cord. My grandmother had given me a sewing machine, but she had to find the cord, and I think they may have found it, but just not given it to me yet. I can't remember before she passed, but I'd love to be able to use her sewing machine. That would mean a lot. But I'm pretty sure she's got some heavy duty older sewing machines out there in her fabric room. She has to, because she made curtains for a living. That was her job. And so she ran her own curtain / sewing business. And so I know there are, and like I said, I think I've mentioned before, there's tons of fabric. I think I told somebody the other day, I think I told Miss Rivera, there's tons of fabric out there. A lot of it is like really nice, older, vintage kind of fabric, but also some nicer stuff and newer stuff and things. And I would love to find like a local artist that would appreciate those fabrics and use them in a way that would make my grandmother proud. So hopefully one day I can find the right person to share them with. You love sewing, but didn't do it no more. Aw. See, I mean, I do appreciate and do like to hand sew, and did a lot as a child. When I first learned how, I would make little pouches and things, little simple square things. But and I do, but when it comes to like sewing like amigurumi, it makes me nervous, because I know it's like make or break. If you sew them on the arms on like this, then you're just kind of in trouble, right? So I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to say I don't like sewing, but at the same time, I don't hate it, but I just get nervous. But I would love to learn how to use a machine. I feel like my grandma would be so proud if I did. I wish I had learned from her so badly, but I was so young when she was still doing that. 6. But she did teach me some little tricks about like threading your needles and stuff, which was sweet. And I remember those. I just wish I had learned to actually use the machine from her, because she would have been the person to learn from, man. She made beautiful curtains for all these fancy houses. I assume she would go to the house and measure and then come back and show them the samples, and they'd pick out a fabric and she'd custom make the curtains to what they wanted. Not really. My daughter does. Ooh. Oh wow, really? That's a good thought, Beth. I should just glance around there sometimes and look for things like that, right? Because you never know. 5, 6. Hello. 7. Oh, I forgot to say. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I know. I actually did check, because the other day when we were on live, like a couple people had come in that hadn't come in before, and they had said that they had subbed and stuff. And so I said, well, let me check my subs, just because I hadn't in a while. And we hit 650. We hit 655 actually. So that's awesome. That means that we are getting really close to our giveaway goal. I'm still planning and thinking about how I want to do things and all that good stuff. So I'm hoping it doesn't come up too soon, honestly, because I need to like save a little bit in case I have to ship it internationally. I'm scared. Because I really want to open it to international. I really do. I really do. There's so many people that don't live in the US that are so sweet and such great supporters that I would love to be able to open it internationally. So I hope that I can. I also don't want to open it internationally and then not be able to fulfill it. So that scares me. So that almost makes me not want to do it yet and just do US only for this one. I don't know. I've got to really think about all that. But I basically know what I want to give away. I want to give away some stuff from making Meowjic's shop and maybe some yarn. And the stuff from her shop will be like safety eyes, amigurumi sticks, stitch markers, stuff like that. Stuff crocheters can use. But if you happen to win and you do not crochet, you will win some kind of stuffed animal. I may give you like a couple options you could pick from. Something like that, just so you're not like, well, I didn't want a cow, or something, I don't know. I may give you like 2 or 3 choices of animals to pick from if you don't crochet. So I'm going to try to make it even where if you don't crochet, you're okay. And if you do, because I know I have people that do and don't. So I want to make it like fair for everybody. But the goal is 750. After that, I'll be honest, the only other goal I would have would be obviously 1,000 would be after that, right? And after that, I really don't have any other goal because I don't expect it to happen really. So I don't plan on like really making any other goals. I'll do like another random like giveaway or something, but I don't really have any more goals after that. So 750 is kind of my main goal that I want to reach. I don't have a time frame or anything, but it would just be cool. So we'll see. But maybe making the tutorial will help. So you got items you want for me. If you're ready to go pick up at a moment's notice, also need to go out with people to go at their house. Oh yeah, that's crazy though. Like at a moment's notice. Wow. Can you not like? I mean, I thought. Wait a minute. Let me read that again. Maybe I'm reading. You get items I want. To notify me. Oh, okay. And they have to be ready to go pick up at a moment's notice. So you'll be the one to get them. Okay, I'm understanding. I was confused. I was thinking somebody's gonna. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. Also meet in public or take it. Yes, definitely. I always. Yeah. I think I've heard before that police stations welcome people. As far as I've heard. Don't quote me, but I think that you're welcome to go to like local police station parking lots and do like exchanges like that because hopefully nobody's going to do anything too bad in the police station parking lot, right? Hopefully, because a lot of times that would deter like certain people. They'd be like, "Oh, never mind, I'm not going there," right? So hopefully, but that is one thing I have heard before is that certain places will let you do that and. I think that's a great idea because you definitely don't want to meet anybody you do not know. Oh gosh, no. in a private place, you know, where there's not other people around or anything like that. And if you can bring somebody with you, do that. Like I would definitely bring my husband with me, and most people aren't going to mess with my husband because he's a pretty big guy. In fact, I've had somebody once say, a person tell their friend to beat up my husband, and the person said, "Have you seen him?" I'm not going to do that. It was funny. It was not funny at the time, but it's funny now. 5. He makes me feel better, but you know, size is nothing against certain things, so got to be careful, right? Shipping is crazy, yeah. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried, like, what if somebody wins in some country and the shipping is just insane? Like, I'm worried the shipping might be like 2 or 3 times the price. That's not cool. That's what I'm scared of. Because I can look like, you know, I've looked up certain places, but there's so many people I'd love to include is the problem. I just don't know what I'm going to do. It makes me not want to do it at all because I want to include these people. That's one reason I haven't like mentioned it in a while, because like I want to include them and I almost don't want to do it if I can't include everybody. Aw, thank you, Beth. I appreciate you coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day too. Appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with me. We're almost done with this flower, you guys. We got a couple more of these to crochet into. That'll be 2. Like I said, I think I'm going to make about 6 and then put them together and then look at the vase and see like how much space is left. And if I feel like it doesn't look right, I might ask her, would she mind if I put a couple other like different kinds of flowers in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I haven't heard about any other like things. All I hear about is that catfish thing on Netflix. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I wanted to see? I don't know. Not that I could think of. I'll have to look around for stuff. I want to organize my bathroom closet today. I did like all the other household chores and stuff and cleaning Tuesday. I just want to do that. My bathroom downstairs used to be a bedroom, so it's a big bathroom. And so it has like what was a bedroom size closet in it. Not a walk-in, but a big closet. And so I need to organize all those shelves in there again. 7, 8. And then I really want at some point, I don't know. See, it depends because we're not going to stay here. It would have to be I'd have to like find one at the right deal because I don't want to spend a lot of money on one. But I'd like a really small. I had a big one at my parents', but I'd like a really small little vanity because every morning when I get ready, like I pile up stuff all over the sink, and my poor husband, right? So I need to have a different space because as much as I try not to, I do it every day, and I clean back up, but like I don't want to do that. I'd rather put it somewhere else. So I need to maybe get a little vanity. There's space in the bathroom to put one. I just would have to move our laundry baskets over, but I think that would be fine. I think I could probably get one for like $100, a little small little vanity. It could almost be a desk and then just buy a mirror for it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, and then 10. Okay. I don't know why I have an extra loop right there, but it's fine. Is this the end? Yeah, that's the end. This is the start. Okay. So I like to cut this piece shorter so that I know that it's the start. And then leave the tail on the end long because that means that's the one I use to sew the flower up. We'll sew one together real quick. Are you gonna make sequins? I've never done that, Rosalie. These are roses, but that would be really cool on like a different kind of flower. I would love to do that. Do you, how do you do that? Do you use like wire or something? I'm interested. Because these are like pretty closed like roses, so I feel like, oh, you do it on your roses? Really? I have to look at them. I know I've seen your roses. I just don't think I've seen them up close, really. I think I've seen like a bouquet or something maybe you have made with them in there, but I don't think I've seen them up close, really. Maybe I just don't remember. That would be cool. Ooh. I'll have to look at yours and see. That would be neat. I'll have to try that one day. I would also, like I said, love to make different kinds of flowers. I just, for some reason, have a hard time in the past when I had tried like other tutorials. I was like, I don't know, but it's not turning out right. But maybe I'd be a little better now. Maybe, hopefully, anyway. All right. All right. Get this out of the way. Basically, you just roll up your little thing, starting from where you started, not the end, because this one has 6 double crochets. The end has 10. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it looks better this way. And then you got to keep your little tail out of the way. And basically, as I roll mine up, I just try to keep this little like chain, the original chain, straight together. So imagine you're going to be trying to put your needle through here. So you just want it to stay as straight as possible. So when you do put the needle through there, you're going through all the different sections. You're not skipping a swirl or whatever. So you just try to keep that like flat as you can, basically. And circle it around. Some people have trouble with this part, but I hope that that sort of helps a little bit. You just kind of wrap that chain around itself. I don't know if you can kind of see or not, but oops, kind of popped it out. But I'm just wrapping it around slowly, and I'm going to keep wrapping and wrapping just that little chain bit around and around. Like I said, it just makes it easier when you sew it. Oh, it's underneath the rose. It's the green part. Hey, I'm thinking the wrong thing. I'm thinking pistils or whatever they're called. I think pistons. Oh, my biology teacher would be ashamed. I'm sorry. We dissected a flower. How could I not know? I think I was thinking the wrong thing. I have to look at yours though. I've often wanted to put like leaves and things, but I haven't ever done that. I think in this vase, leaves might be okay if I put them up close. I couldn't put them down low, but because the lady gave me this vase to fill up basically with the roses. She had seen some of my roses I had made for my grandmother, and she wanted some, so I am making her some. All right, now let's see. Take this, and once I get the needle in there, I'll show you what I was saying earlier about how it's easier to just stick it right straight through pretty much. You still have to be slow and make sure you're catching everything, every layer, but so basically my needle just went all the way through all these little chains to keep the flower together. And you just want to do that a couple times. And then, like I said, if you really want, you can make a little knot in the back because no one is going to see it. How did my tail end up here? I have never in my life had my tail coming out of the front of the flower. What in the heck? I can tuck it back down there, but how did that happen? I guess I held it on the wrong side, evidently. Come on. Come on, little taily tail. I don't know why that happened. I've never had that happen. Okay, now you're back where you're supposed to be. So usually I just like skip a couple stitches and then go over here and do it, and then I'll go over here and sew, and over here and sew, just a couple times. You don't have to do like every stitch or anything, just a couple times, secure it, catching all the loops. If you don't know if you're catching them or not, you can always like gently tug and see if you got it, but gently. All right. And maybe 1 or 2 more times. And then we will have us a rose. Like I said, they're very, very easy and fast to make. They're not, I'm slower now because I'm talking and stuff, but I can make one easily during an episode of a show, 1 or 2, 30-minute show or whatever. All right, one more crochet. I mean, one more sewing a little bit, and then we'll be good. All right. Cut my little tail right here. I'll worry about the knot in a minute. Ta-da! An orange rose. I like these. I forgot my mom wants me to make her some too. Lord, I'm going to be making a bunch of these. Mom wanted a garland. I hated to tell her really what would look better probably is a bunch of little pumpkins on the garland, but that means I got to make a bunch more pumpkins. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we'll wait on that. I want to make more pumpkins, but I don't know if I want to make that many more pumpkins right now. Just for that one thing. So, all right. Here's my other one. I am not going to do it right now. I'm going to sew that one later. I just wanted to sew one with you guys. We'll make another one real quick. Or do I want to do my cardigan right now? Do I want to count or do I not want to count? Kind of think I don't want to for a few minutes. Cardigan it is. All right now I'm just going to finish the black outline on this one, and then I'm going to stop for now on this half. I need to adjust to make the sleeve a couple rows longer, but I think the waist length is good. So I'm going to stop probably after these 2 black rows and then start on the other half, which is going to be the same pattern and everything. I didn't really follow a pattern, but if you need one, there are lots of them. And the only thing I do follow a pattern for, though, is the cuffs. I will say I do follow a pattern to make the cuffs because I'm not really familiar, just because I haven't really made clothing before making one of these before. So I did follow Passionate Kelsey's cuff pattern that she has with her tutorial. And yeah, I kind of want to look into some different methods though. I've mentioned before I would love to include elastic in the cuffs somehow, but I'm not really sure how to go about doing that. Like I would imagine I could somehow maybe get some elastic that's really thin and the right color and crochet with it as well, but I don't know how and where would I attach it, and then would it stretch, because the yarn's not going to stretch but so much, right? So would it even stretch still? And I just don't know, but I'd love them to be like stretchy because I want it to like fit okay, but I also like to be able to slide my sleeves up, but I also don't want to make it like this big around. I don't know. So I gotta make it fit over my elbows. I should be fine without. Maybe I just need to make them a little bigger, because one time I think I made one a little too small because I couldn't push it up far enough. Because Kelsey like does a good amount of decreases before she does the cuffs, right? And I think maybe I think what it is too is the first one I made was really big. Okay, so the giant oversized rainbow one was huge. And it was so oversized that the sleeves are oversized, right? And so she was able to do like 1 or so rows of decreases. I had to do more than that. And so it might have, I probably shouldn't have done like 2 full rows of decreases or something, you know what I mean? Or 1 and then a decrease or whatever it was I did. Because I think it's just like a couple too small. I feel like I should have stopped just a little sooner with that. But, you know, I was learning and it's mine, so I'm not really worried about it. I would be more concerned if I was thinking about selling these to somebody. That would be a problem. But at this point, and the price that we all know, the price somebody would have to pay for one of these things, because the amount of time that they take is like kind of ridiculous. So like, I mean, God bless Wickedly Handmade. I think it's amazing. She sells hers for like $300-400. That is, I mean, they're great. That's dope. I don't know what kind of yarn she uses, but that's dope. I can't believe that. That's amazing. I looked one day on her website, and she does customs as well, but I think they start around 300-400. Because I went to her Instagram and then I went to her site, and she has like a form or something you fill out, or I don't know, something like that, and it had the like standard pricing on there. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I knew that like the beaded bags are worth a lot, but I did not know hexy cardigans could be worth so much. But yeah, I mean, the time, even though they're relatively fast, because like this is just kind of an easy, like brainless thing, at least for me. I feel like they're really easy and kind of brainless to do. I like doing them. Anything with like a granny stitch is pretty brainless. I still want to do the Granny Square challenge where I'm not looking. I need to try that. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it because I really don't like filming videos of myself, like of me. For some reason, labs are different because I don't have to like look back at it, I guess. um, so I wonder. I want to do that though, because I know I can do it because I can do this stitch without looking, but I can't. I don't know about starting it is the problem. I think starting is going to be where it's all going to go wrong. Get some water without spilling this cup would be amazing. All right. I left my coffee here yesterday. I made this giant cup of pumpkin spice coffee and left it here. Forgot it. I was gone almost all day except for I came home for 10 minutes in the middle of the day and then I left again. I felt so bad because the animals were like, hi, and then they were like, where are you going? Like, I'm sorry. But I couldn't help it. I had to work and then I had to see my friend. And well, I didn't have to see my friend, but I did because she's never in town. And then also, I had to go to the doctor. So sorry, babies. But we're here now, aren't we? I'm trying to think. I still have forgotten to ask Mac about Halloween. I need to do that later. Or like write it down or something because I forget every day to remind or ask myself or ask him what he's doing. Jesus, couldn't get that out. And if he minds if I like do a stream at night or something. And I also need to see what day of the week it is because I still don't know that either. We have a lot of comedy shows coming up for my husband. Well, not his shows, but like it's his thing. He's the one that's really into it. That's why we go. We got a couple coming up in the next month or two. I think they're all local though. I don't think we're traveling for any, like to Charlotte or anything. This yarn up here, I'm afraid it's going to knock my stuff over, my tripod. Yeah, I don't think we're traveling. I'm excited. I think the only one I'm really excited for is we're going to see Jimmy Carr again. Carr. I really like him. I think he's really funny. He's probably one of my favorites that we have seen. And we've seen quite a few comedians, but he is definitely probably my favorite. He's a British comedian. He does really good like crowd work and stuff too, which was fun. Like I said, that's more Mac's thing, but I go, of course, too. He doesn't want to go by himself. That's no fun. No, yeah, that's right, we did. Okay, it looked like 2 stitches. It's 3. I also say if you're going to do a hexie cardigan, do at least 2 rows of the same color because if you don't, it looks like a checkerboard. But if you're going for that look, that's cool. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Miss Rivera, you're home. Good. I was just saying, I think I was home for like 10 minutes during the day yesterday. Yeah, it was because I came home and it was like 8. I'll be back. And then I talked to the person that was going to take me to the doctor's office. And I was like, cool. And it was 10 minutes from when I walked in the door. I was like, gosh, darn it. I was hoping to come in for like an hour and eat lunch and everything. I was like, nope. I did eat, but like, ooh, it was a fast eat. And the animals were like, where are you going? You just got here. But yeah, I was glad I didn't have to necessarily do anything today, but I do have to go to work tomorrow. But not for a long time, just a little while. He is. I think he's doing pretty good. I think he's got Saturday off because he had one more day left before his days start over. So I think so. Thank you. There he is. Looky there. I didn't even see him. Did you tell the townspeople that goes behind you is named Derp? No, I haven't told them his name is Derp. Half day. Oh, okay. You're not doing the whole day. Half day. Derp. His name is Derp because he has kind of a little derpy expression on his face. I thought, but baby, that's not Derp. The other one is Derp. The first one I made with the really dumb face is Derp. This is not Derp. This is the the chill one. I don't know where Derp is, or I would show you guys. Derp! Hey, yo, Derp! I don't know where Derp is. Hey, Sonia! Saw you before I turned around. I don't know where the other is, but the other one has like a smile that's like a V. It's terrible. And like embroidered eyes. Oh, it's bad. I like that one much better. That's why he gets to be the star of the show. But hi, Sonia. I hope you're doing well today. See, what time is it? I got to keep up to what time is it? 2:40? Okay. I'll stay on for maybe, I don't know, maybe till like 2:45 or so. Since I did get on at like 12:45, yeah, that'll be 2 hours. So yeah, I'll stay on till at least 2:45. Yes, I was busy doing the things this morning and I couldn't start earlier. Hi, Liz. I saw you were on as I was starting my live again. And I was like, oh man, I want to go, but I'm restarting my live. I hope you're doing good, Liz. Ugh. Need to stretch my leg out. I have a really bad habit of like sitting here with my legs all crisscross applesauce. It hurts after a while. It's so comfortable at first, and then like after, an hour and a half, I'm like, I need to move. I'll tap my leg over, hit my leg. Hope you guys are doing good. I didn't get to see what you were working on, Liz. I just saw your face. I didn't even see the title. All I could see was your face when I went to go hit the live again. I know you've been making scrunchies, and I can't think of what else right now, but I know you were making the scrunchies and stuff. I like making scrunchies. They're fun. Itchy. Probably should make some more. I'm kind of getting low on them. I need to get some more different colors. I only have like 3 different colors of the velvet that I like to use on them. I don't know if I'd like the chenille on there. I think it would shed. You sit like that too. I know. I feel like I'm getting a little too old to sit like this, am I? Is that what it is? But then my knees get all stiff. Like, ow. My hips. But it's so comfy at first, right? I told my husband at some point soon in the near future-ish, especially if I move everything upstairs, I really would love to get like a really comfortable chair to sit in to crochet. Like, for the craft room or whatever when I have one, but I don't know. I would like it to rock is about all I know about it. I want it to be able to rock because I do like to rock sometimes. Which that one does rock, and I could sit over there, but I don't know. It's my husband's, I want my own chair for my crafting time. So one day, I'll get my own little comfy, squishy, rockable chair. Dyed fiber and crochet shirt and bags. Ooh, that sounds fun, Liz. I've always thought that doing that kind of stuff sounded really fun, dyeing yarn and stuff. It looks so fun. I just don't really have a good place to do that, I feel like, and I live in a rental, so like I don't want to risk like damaging the floor or anything. Even though it's like my family's, I still don't want to like rent. We treat it as if it is not our family's rental house, and so not want to damage it in any way. And I'm afraid I would. I mean, maybe I could do it like outside, but I feel like inevitably, right, you got to bring it back in somehow to wash it and stuff. I don't know. I guess you would use a tub and things, but I just get nervous. But it looks so fun. I'm so jealous. Oh, I would love to make like a cool speckly yarn. Oh my gosh. I see so many beautiful yarns that are from the UK and like Germany and places on Instagram that are like white with these beautiful like small colored speckles. Oh, I want to find one like that that's not from somewhere I have to get shipped from Germany or something. Bad scientist. I bet you do feel like that, right? Need a better seat too? Yes. I agree. Sit on your dining room table, chairs like that. Yes, Sonia. See, that's what I did at first, Sonia. When I very first started, I sat over there at my, what I call a desk, but really it's like an older table that I was given, and I pull a chair up to it and call it a desk, right? But they were my dining room table chairs, and man, I can't sit there for that long. Like it just, ooh, it kills me now. So I'm like, no. But I think I am gonna film my tutorial in there because I think that'll be a better view, because I think what I can do is sit at my table and have my tablecloth and the yarn shelf in the background. So I think that'll work. I'm hoping. If not, I'll go back to the desk and use it like I used to, but hopefully that'll work. And then I'll have a window behind me bringing in light. So like I said, I just need to decide what color yarn to use, but I guess I'll just look at the lighting in the camera and see what I feel like you can see the best, because it doesn't matter to me. It's just for the tutorial purposes. I just want y'all to be able to see it and not be confused about what I'm doing. But it's really simple, but I just, for like beginners and stuff, I don't want them to be like, where do I put my hook? I can't see the stitch at all, because I know that's frustrating. Oh, my what you call it just turned off. It was covering my screen. My do not disturb mode or whatever. Just went to buy some nice quality yarn. I know. And I don't know if this is like something I'm confused about, but I think that I heard something about, is it Hobby or Hobie? I'm not sure how you say it. Their shipping now is like crazy. Is that true? Does anybody know? I heard that online, I think on Facebook on a group, that somebody had placed an order and they said because of tariffs, the shipping from Hobby was insane. I've never actually purchased anything. I think it was like 60 bucks. I've never actually purchased anything from there before. I've definitely looked around and wanted some things, but they have beautiful stuff. I just never have. And so, but that scares me now. I'm like, ooh, is that how much shipping is gonna be on things? Jesus. Because I guess maybe it's from another country, I guess. I don't know. You used to have an office and work. Now you use your dining room table as work studio. Oh, okay. There you go, Sonia. That makes sense. Yeah. Perfect. That's what I really did for quite a while. And I think I actually did use my table for the first several, not my quote desk. Sitting in the car. Oh, knitting socks and waiting for my son to get it. Oh, there you go. Always got to bring a project back with me. Always. My husband's like, did you really need to bring when we're going a mile down the road to the dumpster? Yes. Why, yes, I did. What if, God forbid, someone hits us in the back and we have to wait for the police to show up and we're in an accident? What if I need to calm down? What if I have extra time? I'm always like, yes, I do. I do, in fact, need to bring some kind of project absolutely everywhere I go. Do I bring one to work? Yes. Have I ever actually sat down and worked on it at work? No. Hello. Hobby is not bad. It's not bad on shipping. I don't know. I don't know what I saw. Like, you never know sometimes things when you see. That's why I'm like, does anybody know? Because I'm not sure if it's like 100% true. But like, they claimed their shipping was crazy. Maybe they weren't from here. Maybe they were from somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe they were from like Canada or something. Who knows? But they, for some reason, had like outrageous shipping, and I was like, what? Like, I had never heard that before. So I was kind of like, what? So I don't know. Maybe it's not true. Yep, that's right. Always. I am well. How are you doing? Just hanging out and working on this Halloween cardigan that I would love to finish before Halloween. I'm pretty sure I can. I just need to like make sure I work on it every night probably, and then I'm sure I will. Like, I have more than enough time. It's just I want to do a lot of other things as well. So, but I'm going to work on those roses when I get off of here. I just didn't want to keep counting while talking to you guys. Oh, thank you. Hello. I do too. They're some of my favorites. Some of my favorites. That's why I decorate so early, because I cannot stand to only have it up for 30 days. That is not enough. I cannot. It has got to be up September 1st so I can enjoy it for 2 whole months. Because it's my favorite time to decorate for. Other than Christmas, that's next. But I love, and then I like doing Easter too, but definitely Halloween is my favorite. I did my porch yesterday, except it's not finished. I need to do, I have these bats here, and I hang those from hooks on my porch, and they like fly and move around. And then I need to hang those, and then I need to put the pumpkins out. I haven't put the pumpkins from the garden. We put them away and sprayed them with Clorox and stuff, so they won't rot as bad, and so the bugs will be gone after we got them out of the field. So I still need to put pumpkins and then the bats, but I think I'm gonna put the bats up later. But I have like those big giant like welcome signs, and one of them says welcome, and one of them says trick or treat. And then I put a little bit of fake spider web, which I know is bad. You're not supposed to use on like bushes and things because of animals and birds, and I don't. But I put it on our rocking chairs, just a little tiny bit on our rocking chairs, and one little piece on our shutter. But our shutters are up under our covered porch, so no animals get into them or birds. And then I have some like mums and stuff, some flowers and stuff, you know. But I'm excited to put the bats out there. I know my neighbors are like, man, that girl must love Halloween. She's always the first one to decorate around here. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Paul Ply. Or if you have a different name you'd like to call me by, or call you by, there we go, let me know. Thank you, Liz. Aw, I appreciate that. Liz is the best for that. She's always cheering everybody on like that. There's another word, but I can't think of it, so I'm gonna say cheering people on because that's basically it, right? Your name's Daniel, but whatever picks your fancy. Oh, okay. I'll try to remember that. I will try to remember that. There we go. I was trying to make sure I did my little corner right. Every once in a while, I'll like accidentally leave or not put, I don't know, I'll put like too many chains in between or something, or not be paying attention good. Put 4 instead of 3 double crochets in, but so far so good. Like I said, it's pretty much the right size, this half. So I think I'm just going to freeze on this half and make the other half and then work from there. This part I like doing. It's the final detail stuff I don't like doing as much because I'm just not as familiar and not as good at it. Like this is easy peasy, but the cuffs and I crocheted my last ones together. I kind of want to sew them together, but the crocheting is so much easier for me. I don't know. But it does leave that like ridge, even when you do like slip stitch. So, but it's not that bad. I don't know. For some reason, I have sometimes sewing things even. Like, I don't know if it's because maybe I don't know, just things don't come out even or something. Sometimes. I don't know how to explain it, but when I'm sewing like 2 squares together or something, I'll end up with like an extra stitch at the end. I'm like, how did I count something wrong to start with? Did I sew something wrong? Like, how did that happen? So, Bits World! How are you? How is Snowball, by the way? I saw your videos about her and I was going to leave a comment and I forgot to. I mean, I left a comment, but I was going to ask in the comment how was Snowball. Ah, thank you, Pets World. I wanted to wear my, well, I can't remember. I think I wore it because I wanted to wear the strawberry earrings. I think that's what I said. And then I was like, should I do my rainbow that I normally do under my eyes? And then I was like, no, I'm going to refrain from the rainbow and we will only do yellow, orange, and then red to match. I was like, we're gonna keep it casual. But then I realized today that I've been doing like a rainbow on a cross. So I've been doing red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. It's kind of a turquoise, but blue, purple to make like full rainbow cross. But now I'm like, I want to try to make like a full rainbow on each one. I know it'll be like smaller, the colors, but I want to try it and see what it looks like. It should be fun. Hi, Shoto. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Shoto's a lot of times the very first one here. Really is. Here before anybody else is. A lot of times. You pop in and say hi real quick. Oh, you're doing good? Good. I'm glad. I'm doing pretty good myself. A little toasty right this minute. I'm going to get some water. I don't know why it's feels so warm because it's not that warm, but it is warming up again. It's been beautiful weather for the past few days, like really comfortable, really nice. But it is going to warm up to 90s this weekend for a little bit. Aww. But she drank water, so that's good. Oh, good, good. I'm sorry she's not eating much. I hope she feels better. Bless her. I know you're taking good care of her, though, Pets World. I know you are. Pets World, I should tell you this when my dad's here. My dad the other day, he said, I gotta go talk to that store I got the chickens from. I said, why? The baby chickens. I said, why? He said, well, because it turns out that at least 2 out of the 6 have feathers on their feet. So they're not what they said they were. And I was like, oh, because he was trying to get like barred Plymouth Rocks, like the black and white ones. And he was like, they're not. And so I was like, oh. And then I said, oh, wait a minute. So that means you don't even know if they're males or females. And he said, nope, I ain't got no idea. And I said, uh-oh. So he's got to go ask him, like, hey, what happened here? Let's see. 2:49 there. Cooler nights and mornings. Yes. It's 8 o'clock there. Let's see. Yeah, it's 2:40 here. So glad because your parents know we don't have any chickens, but finally. Oh, Pets World. I'm sorry. I'm glad that they did. Oh, sorry. I was just checking. I'm sorry. I'm shaking you guys. It's been raining so hard today. Oh, no. That's the UK for you. Huh? Bless, man. Yeah, it sucks when it rains really hard, especially for like a long time and stuff. It causes problems, you know. Oh, I didn't scroll all the way back down. How could you complain about the breed? How old are the chicks now? Let's see. I can't remember. I think he did name some of them. I gotta ask him. I think he's just confused. I think he just wants to make sure, Pets World, mostly, that they're not those like really small little fancy chickens with the feathered feet, because that might not be like the greatest thing with our big chickens and our rooster if they were like really, really small. Um, so I think that's why, like, mainly he's concerned about the breed or whatever, but otherwise he's just like confused because it's not what they said it was. But he doesn't care that much. It's not like he's not going to keep them and take care of them. He is. But it's just strange because that's never happened. But they're doing good, and I think he almost lost one day, but he found it. It had like escaped or something. But he introduced them to the mommy chicken because mommy chicken had been sitting on the eggs that she had for over 30 days and nothing was going on. And I think it was like more like 40 or something. It was a long time. And bless her heart, none of them would hatch. And so, anyway, Dad got some chickens, and I know that just made her morning when she woke up to those chickens. I bet she was like, oh my God, it worked. It finally happened. Yeah, that's true. We could. And we do have like a little one that we can like move around, a little coop. So he might could just put them in there if so. If they do turn out to be the little fancy chickens. They don't know if they're roosters. Send pictures of them. I will, Pets World. I'll ask him to take some pictures of them, or I'll take some when I go this weekend. Chicken, they are smart. They really are. I miss my chicken Red. She was the sweetest. We would walk around the yard together, and she would follow me around, and I would flip over like big rocks and pieces of wood for her to get like worms and stuff. Oh, she was the sweetest girl. I miss her. We were actually given her by a neighbor because his chicken he was given her, and his chickens picked on her. And so he was like, I need to give her to somebody. And so he gave her to us, and she was the sweetest chicken. I really think we believe she must have been like a pet or something for children, like at Easter time. And then they had to get rid of it when it got bigger, which is not really a great thing. Don't get your children up because that chicken was so sweet. And so, oh my gosh, just loved people. I can't believe the other chickens would pick on it. She was just so sweet. But our chickens didn't. So you're able to grab Snowball to get her in the water. And your dad wanted me to take her towel, but she was scared of it all. Oh, I know. It's always sweet when you can grab one that you haven't been able to grab. I know my patient had a chicken, and oh my gosh, I would be able to hold her sometimes, and it was so sweet when I would be able to hold her. I enjoyed it. It was special because it didn't happen very often. Shoto, I'm actually making a sweater right now. It's like a big, I'll fold it up. Let's see. It's half of a sweater currently. It will be a full sweater though. It's a cardigan, really. So it'll be open in the front. Let's see. Doesn't really matter which way I do it, but this is half of it. I've got to make this longer up here so that it can be a sleeve, but this way is long enough. So it's like this. And then I make the other half and put them together. And then make some cuffs. Where was that? Right here. They're not tame at all. Oh, when you grab one, love it be the way they enjoy it. Yeah, they got trust issues, so I pet them mostly. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I was the same way with my boss's chicken, but every once in a while I'd pick her up and I'd show them to her and look, I got her. I think they have some pictures of me holding her somewhere. I know they do, but I just don't know where they're at. Probably on her phone, I guess. Miss Kitty was her name, which sounds funny for a chicken that her name was Miss Kitty, but you got to understand this chicken was beautiful also. She had a red head, like almost just like an actual red-headed woman, like a beautiful light red head. And then the rest of her body was like a light white or cream color. And there was like this old Western that my patient used to watch, this old TV show that has this lady on it named Miss Kitty, and she's a redhead. And that's why they named her Miss Kitty. It just sounds really funny if you have no idea about that show because you're like, why is the chicken named Miss Kitty? It's a chicken, you know that, right? But she did. She looked like the character. I mean, I can't fight him on that. She really did. It fit. No, gonna get baby chicks in the fall. Yeah, definitely Pets World. I understand. Yeah, thankfully it should be warm enough, just long enough here. And also we put heat lamps and stuff in the winter, so they'll be fine. But yeah, I understand that. You definitely don't want babies in the winter. Thank you, Liz. Let's see, what time is it? We'll go in. I said 2:45, but I think I'm gonna stay till 3 just for a few more minutes. And then yeah. I guess oh, I know what I've got to do. Work on my little tutorial. That's what I'm going to do. Because while I'm in the mood, I'm good and awake, not tired, and I have everything out, the light and everything. I might as well, right? I figured out how to do it this morning. So if you guys are interested and you're not sub, definitely do, because we are going to be making a tutorial to make these kinds of, excuse my string, we are going to make these kind of little, this one is a stitch marker holder, but you can put jewelry, necklaces, bracelets, whatever you want. Things as long as they're not stretch bracelets. They need like a clasp so you can open them. But I can also show you a way to include stretch bracelets on there if you would like, with like a button or something. I can show you how to do that. And you can also add like pockets to the bottom for things, or just like small pockets on the side, all kinds of stuff. I'll show you different ways to do it. But I'm gonna do that this afternoon. I don't know when it's going to come out exactly, just because I do have to edit it a little bit, but I am going to film it this afternoon, so hopefully very soon. Is it crochet? It is Pet Swirl. Yeah, it is. It's I'll show you the back of it. See? Yeah. It's really easy. I think it'll be a very good like beginner pattern. As long as you can single and double crochet, you can do it. It is no increase, no decrease, nothing like that. So it's very, very simple. A little bit. Yeah. You know, sometimes I might talk a little strange. I probably do it on here too. I probably start talking about my family, and I probably get more southern. I do that when I get around like my grandparents. Woo-wee. My husband's like, that accent. Shoot. I used to have more of an accent when I was little, for sure. And then I don't know. I think because I went to like that private school, and a lot of people there like kind of frowned upon that. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but they didn't really like it. So I guess part of me and being around them, I guess, just kind of took a lot of my accent away. But man, if I get around my family, shoot. Oh, you just want a tiny house chicken. You have to put a little diaper on him. That's what I think of every time somebody says chicken in the house. I go, but they use the bathroom like every 15 minutes. But I know you can like actually buy like little things to put under them. That would be my biggest worry. Would be the bathroom thing. But I know people do it. Heck, people have like little horses inside, those little mini horses. Have you guys ever? Do you guys know that they make seeing eye horses, ponies rather? There's a place that used to be near me. It's not anymore, where they raised them, and they're literally miniature seeing eye horses slash ponies. I'm not sure if they're horses or ponies, but they're like a little bigger than a big dog, and they would keep them inside, and they're for the blind to lead them around, which is pretty cool. I didn't even know that was like a thing for a long time, but I used to go by there every day on the way to school. You have a British accent, but it's not very strong one. Oh, I bet it's nice though. I love British accents. They're so nice. My husband does too. He loves British accents and Irish accents. He loves them. They're his favorites. Aww. I know. I think my cousin had a pig in the house one time, a little baby pig. I don't know if it was like one of those situations because a lot of times people buy those little baby pigs and then they turn out to be giant pigs. They just didn't know that because it was a baby and they were told it was going to stay small forever, but really they got scammed and it's just a regular pig. And then they end up with a pig and it just keeps growing and growing and growing until they cannot keep it in their home anymore. And it's a problem. And so hopefully that doesn't happen. But they do have the mini pigs. They do exist, but you can get scammed very easily. There's no real way to like. How are you gonna know, right? I mean, there's probably paperwork, but can't people fake that? I guess so. I don't know if that was the situation there, and they had to. It may be one of their outdoor pigs now because it may have kept growing. I don't know. You know, pigs are smelly and they grow big. Oh, I bet. I bet they are because they love to be dirty and roll around in mud and all that stuff. I don't know a lot about pigs, but I know a little. I'm pretty sure they used to have pigs on the farm. I know they used to have goats and cows and not like everything but horses, pretty much. Chickens and goats and I don't know, all kinds of things, but I don't know about that one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they did have pigs. Yeah, my granddaddy had pigs. I remember him telling me stories now. Yeah, they did. Absolutely. I remember him telling me about it. They had all kinds of animals, which is pretty cool. Wish we had more animals around now, but it's a lot of work. Nobody really has time, the proper time to dedicate to taking care of them. Chickens are a little easier than pigs and stuff. Eh. My cousin used to work with pigs and she wasn't allowed to go near pigs. Aww. I know. I probably will one day, Pets World. When I go to my forever house, I probably will. Since I'm not going to live in this house forever, and then we just rent it, I probably wouldn't because there's not really like we have a nice backyard, but I can't think of anywhere I would like put a little coop, and I want them to have like a nice coop. I don't want to buy one of those tiny little ones that you buy. Those are really expensive, also, but I don't want to buy one of those like super tiny ones. I want them to have a nice size coop, like my parents have one bigger than this room I'm in. I would love for them to have a big one. Well, the coop is smaller, but the pen that they're in is really large, and I'd love for them to have that space to roam. But I also don't want them to be free because that is not safe. Free range is not safe out here. There's way too many animals and dangers and snakes and things that could hurt them. Bobcats, bears. Oh my gosh, people have been seeing bobcats and bears. I don't like that. I knew we have coyotes and stuff sometimes, but bobcats and bear, I don't like that. I'm scared they're gonna like mess with my parents' cats, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Wait, did I see the bear? No, my grandma saw a bear. I don't think I ever saw the bear, or did I? I was just scared I was gonna see the bear. I think I was just scared, but my grandma actually saw the bear one time out in the field, which is nuts. Cause I don't live near the mountains. Usually, like bears are seen near the mountains all the time here in North Carolina, but I don't live in the mountains. I live in the Piedmont area, which is in between, and we we got some bears apparently. Pretty crazy. Oh God. Pets World, you're gonna scar. Shoko. I'm so glad I don't live in the area with bears, coyotes. I know. I mean, I'm glad they're not like a big problem, but just the fact that they're here at all is scary to me. For any animals that may be outside. Only predators we have here are cats. Hey, they are definitely predators, that's for sure. They really are though. Cats really can be quite devastating to the ecosystem. I love cats, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love all animals and cats especially, but they can be really devastating to an ecosystem if there's a lot of them with their hunting practices. Let's just say that. Can't they, little one? I'm so glad we have my kitty. I swear, I was thinking about it yesterday, you guys, and I've had so many cats in my life, and we've rescued so many cats and taken care of so many strays. But this cat, and I mean, since day one have I been with some of these cats. The minute they were born have I been with these cats and kittens and held them and loved them and gave them all the love and care and everything. And I have never had a cat that loves me and lets me hold them and snuggle them as much as the cat that I have now does. And he wasn't touched for 7, 8 months of his life. He was a stray and never saw a human, and all that. He just loves it. I don't know what it is. I love him though. He's so sweet. You pick him up and he almost never wants you to put him down. He just loves being held, and I've never had a cat like that. I know it exists, okay, but I mean, I've had cats I've tried to train to be that way, and they wouldn't, and he just is just that way. So I love him. Hello, Mama. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. Used to have cats but prefer dogs. I understand that. Everybody has their preferences, and I go back and forth between like cats and dogs. I love them both, so it's really hard for me. I love them both, and I always say for different reasons and things, so I'll go back and forth, but I love them both. Oh, Michelle, I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good appointment. I hope everything goes well. I was just there yesterday. I got my little pokey mark right here from the blood work. They didn't have any flu shots or anything yet, so I didn't get one of those, but I did get my blood work done. In fact, I got a message, so I'll check it later. Hopefully, all it says is everything's good, right? I did notice my white blood cells were up just a little bit, but they weren't like abnormally high. They were just like on the higher range of normal. Hopefully, my cholesterol's good. I've been trying to eat better. I did have a touch of high, I think it was cholesterol, yeah, one time. Well, it wasn't high. Maybe it was, because she did tell me to eat a little better, but less fast food and stuff. So I tried. I think I have been doing better. Fried food, all that stuff. I think you're more a dog person because you have more dogs than you have cats. Well, that makes sense, Shoto. That makes total sense. It's what you've been around. And I think sometimes I favor cats for the same reason, because I grew up with so many cats, and the reason is just because where I live out here in the country, unfortunately, people just drop off animals, and especially things like cats. And it just happened, I think, because my parents live on the other side of a swamp that they can't really, most cats aren't going to go past that swamp. Some have, but most aren't, unless they cross the road or whatever, the bridge. So they're kind of stuck on this side, and we're the only house right there. So they're like, hello. And especially now that you have another cat, they're like, oh, well, you have another cat. So they've ended up with tons of cats throughout the years and taking care of tons, but they have always dedicatedly fed and taken care of all those cats, which I think is amazing. And they really did it for me, not gonna lie. Because when I was little, what they said, the neighbors tried to get rid of the cat that came over the stray, and my parents said, you can't do that. Amy loves that cat. And that's when it started. So they said, you cannot get rid of the cat. She loves her. Hi, Mama. I hope you're doing well. One time, chickens were sleeping, the cat came. Oh no, that almost fell into the pool. Thankfully, my parents' cats don't ever mess with the chickens unless they're baby chickens. That's different. But our cats have never tried to mess with a full-grown chicken, thankfully. But I'm not saying they won't, but thankfully ours have never. They'll even jump in the pen and drink their water sometimes, but they won't hurt them, thankfully. I think they're just big enough that they're like the same size or a little bigger as them, so they're like, mm-mm. Someone with the same order package on Amazon. Turn it. Got returned to our house. This is my address, but definitely also confused. That is weird, Pets World. That is weird. Usually when you get like the wrong package, it's got other people's like address and stuff on it, right? Because I used to get my neighbors sometimes, which I thought was really silly because it's like kind of obvious, but it was funny. I'd always go give it back. And then one time they got my mail, they brought it back. I still get my grandpa's mail sometimes, but that I understand more. He at least lives on the same side of the street. I don't understand when like they put when it's odd numbers and even numbers and they like confuse them. I'm like, how did you? Can you not remember which is the even side? And yeah, this is your job. Like, I know that sounds mean, but I'm like, what? Just put it on the right doorstep. But they've done really well lately. I haven't had any problems. So it would just be frustrating if it was like something that you really needed, or if it was like I would be mad if it was like a refrigerated item or something that needed to be cold and they delivered it to my neighbor who doesn't see it for 6 hours and then it, you know what I mean, it's ruined or whatever. That sucks. But thankfully nothing's happened, and I don't get like cold stuff delivered too often. I'm thinking more so my neighbor got cold stuff delivered and it happened, but I would hate for that to happen to me. My school starts again Tuesday, and you are going into your aw. Enjoy it. It goes faster than you think. I know it's tough, and it seems like sometimes school lasts forever, but man, it really does go faster than you think it does. And I wish sometimes, like, and I knew it would, but I still wish, that I could like treasure those moments sometimes. Some were good, some were bad. I have a very mixed school experience. I have like really bad experiences and bullying, and then I have like good experiences, good amount of friends, fairly popular, good experience too. So I have like both ends of the spectrum. So I kind of get a lot of different aspects, but I still, regardless, do miss that time. It was a fun time before you had to do all the adult things, right? And you want to grow up then, but then when you're older, you're like, dang, I miss that time. Aw. Your last year at school. Woo! Congratulations. I am too, Miss Rivera. I love it. I am excited too. I like this like 70-degree weather. That's my favorite. Mid 70s, all that good stuff. I love it. Not even back to school lessons, mostly A's and B's. You just don't like the lessons. Yeah, I understand that. I can understand that. Sometimes I guess when I think about school now, like being removed from it so many years, I don't really think as much about the things I learned. I mean, I have some of the things I learned, of course, still, but like I don't think about all those things as much as I think about like random things like things we did in PE class, or a song we sang in music class, or just random, or a thing I did with my friends, or what. I don't think about all those like little how much I hated that class and this and that. I don't think about that as much as I obviously did back then, because there were times I was like, God, I hate this class. Man, that teacher hates me. Man, da, da, da. And then I would find out later that wasn't true. But there was one teacher I really, really, truly was convinced hated me. And she ended up being one of my absolute favorite teachers ever. And I still love her. So I don't know. I thought she had it out for me, man. But no, she was just a very tough teacher, and she expected a lot. I think I've said before, she expected college level work from her freshman students. And so it was a lot. But she was an excellent teacher, and she just, as long as you listened and did what you said, you were fine. But if you didn't, you were really, really in trouble. Math is useless. A little math's good. Some of that math is a little beyond me. Like, I can't remember like trigonometry and all that stuff. I mean, unless you are going into a specific career that requires a lot of those things, which keep in mind now, Pet World, math. Did you know they use like math? I think I heard my friend told me that they actually, I forgot what it was, some kind of job actually goes to people that are like crochet artists instead of mathematicians to help them with numbers on things. And I was like, what? Because really, if you want to design patterns and things, you also have to be good with numbers. And so I guess you don't have to. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do have to, but like you should be, I guess, good with numbers, right? And so it helps. And let's say that. And so, you know, there are ways that numbers are helpful in like doing things and cooking and things like that. Like it's good to know your fractions and all that. You know what I mean? There obviously it's good to know a lot of basic math, but there are a lot of like unessential math things that you learn that you will never use again. Absolutely, I agree. You're right. There he is. Yes, absolutely. Algebra. I remember doing algebra. I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember. I remember doing algebra, geometry, trigonometry, algebra 1, algebra 2, all that stuff. I don't think I did much beyond those though. But yeah, there's a lot of math I have never ever used or seen since I went to school. It's not fun to drive in, but it's a beautiful season. Yes, I agree. I'm bad with the cold because I'll literally get up off the couch and start freezing to death. Like if it drops like 2 degrees when I go out the door, I'm like, ah, cold. I don't know what it is, but I'm really sensitive to the cold. And so I don't like the cold. Winter. You'll see every winter day I will be bundled up in a hoodie over here. Go back about, let's see, what, 6 months? And you should probably see me in a hoodie about every day I stream because it's cold and I don't like it. But I'll have to get over it. I'm trying to get over it. I'd love to like magically not be as sensitive to the cold, but it's tough. My husband takes ice baths. No, thank you. If I took an ice bath, I think I would literally freeze up because a lot of times if I get like super duper cold, my back will like lock up kind of because I'm so like tense. My back kind of locks up. I can't imagine taking an ice bath. Oh, you love sledding and throwing snowballs. Oh, now you're chicken. Oh my goodness. Oh, bye, Pets World. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a good rest of your day and I hope Snowball does better. I'll be thinking about her. You miss sledding. I do too. We didn't have like a ton of good places to sled. I remember going down the road one time with my dad. Like there's nobody driving, of course. And then I remember one time when I had neighbors that lived right next to me in a rental, it was like the biggest snow we ever had. And they reminded me of it actually at my grandmother's funeral. They came and were talking to me and they said, "In that snow." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." Because we had this like little hill in the front of my yard. And so me and the two girls, the sisters, would go down the hill and we almost built like stairs. And it was like, we go up the stairs and go down, go up the stairs and go down. And we had just a blast, just a blast and just the most fun. And I was appreciative. I wish they had lived here longer because I would have had a little friend growing up, but I didn't. I was telling somebody this morning that I think I'm stuck to my crochet. I think being an only child has made me, though, as much as I've hated being an only child, I think it's made me the creative person that I am because I think it kind of forced me to like do stuff, like with my time. I had lots of time and nothing to do, and so I would just make things out of whatever it was I had. And so I do think that did help me. Like, I mean, I would literally like DIY anything, paint anything I could find. I mean, just do anything, right? Any kind of craft I could think of, I would do. And so I think that did like give me that like mindset or that, I don't know, creativity a little bit to just want to do stuff like that, fill my time with doing things like that. So I guess I'm thankful for that. It's always been interesting. So I would rather have siblings, of course, but I am thankful for that. Yeah. Itchy. But I'm a rainbow baby, and my mom had a lot of trouble conceiving me, so I am an only child. She said once she got me, she just wanted to appreciate me, kind of, because the doctor told her, go ahead and have another one if you want. And she was like, well, I just kind of want to appreciate the one I got now, which I totally understand. After trying for so long, right? Just want to enjoy what you got. It's a major hill on one of the campuses. We're doing it with her sister. Mom ended up flying off the tube. She went into the air. It almost got, oh my God. I could picture that. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. She went airborne. Wow. Bless her heart. That's so scary. And y'all seeing that? Oh my gosh, that would scare me to death to see my mom do that. Oh my gosh, I know that was scary. Ugh. I remember thank God, the only terrible thing I've ever, no, to say terrible, Amy. The only bad thing that I've ever seen really happen to my mom, thank the Lord, is a cat attacked her one day. And it was because she had picked up the kitten and the kitten cried. And so mommy was protecting her baby, of course. And so, to no fault of the kitten, kitten or cat, it attacked my mother and like clung to her arms and was dangling from her arms. And I was a really little girl, and I was probably like 6, and I was screaming, "Get off of my mommy! And leave my mommy alone!" And because we were getting ready to go somewhere, and mom just happened to she was checking on it or something. And anyway, she didn't realize, and anyway, just whoo. And so the mama got her, and I did. I was yelling. I was upset. I was crying. Don't you hurt my mama. I bet you'll never forget. I know, I bet, Miss Rivera. I know you probably thought like awful things, right? I mean, how can you not after seeing that happen to somebody? You're like, oh my God, are they okay, right? Jeez. And it's your mom. It's not just it's bad enough to see something happen to somebody that even you don't know, right? So, oh, that's so scary. I'm so glad she was okay. I hope it didn't take you long to find out that she was okay, because I'm sure every minute seems like an eternity, but I hope it still wasn't too long. Oh, you never win again. Oh, bless your heart. Jeez. So we didn't have any super good places. It's sort of flat, but there were a couple good spots, I feel like me and my cousin went around in my front yard and did a little bit. I can't remember. But I do remember that one time Dad taking me down the road when it was definitely nobody around. It was fun. I'm surprised I never got pulled on the four-wheeler. I guess they thought that was too dangerous. They never pulled me on the four-wheeler, I don't think, on the sled. I can see where it would get dangerous. Took a bit. She finally did gain consciousness. Oh gosh, that's so scary. Oh, I hate that. Sorry that happened because that is so scary. Poor little Miss Rivera. Oh, that's right. I was gonna say I take that back. My mom did fall one time, but that wasn't. It's not compared to what you went through. But my mom did fall one time when we were on a field trip. We were at one of those Disney on Ice shows, and the security guard was behind her with a flashlight. And as soon as she clicked the flashlight out, my mom fell. And they, of course, immediately shove a paper in her face to make her sign her life away to not sue them. And then we'll treat her, but we'll not treat her until she signs her life away. So she signed her life away, and they put her on a stretcher. And I didn't really know too much. I didn't see any of that, thank God, because I would have been really upset had I seen her on the stretcher, I'm sure. But I was somebody came up to me and told me that she had fallen, and it was kind of in the middle of the show, and there was a lot going on, and so and I was a child, so I guess they just, you stay here kind of thing. And so I didn't actually see any of that, thankfully, but she was fine. I think, she's a little banged up, I guess. There were concrete stairs, but she was okay. But it just sucks how they immediately shove that paper. They don't even say, "Are you okay?" They're just paper. Oh, me. But that's how the world is, right? Don't sue us first. Now, are you okay? But even the guard said, as soon as I turned the light out, ma'am, you went down. like, yeah, maybe don't do that. Maybe keep it on till they make it to their seat. Bless her heart. Oh, it's the rocking chair moving. I have the window cracked. I was like, what is that moving in the corner of my eye? It's the rocking chair. Hopefully she didn't have any major injury. I'm so glad because that's so scary. She could have really gotten hurt or broke something or hurt her head really bad or even just, I've heard of I believe there was a famous like actor or actress who had this happen where you hit your head and then like a few days later you're gone. And it, like some kind of like a brain bleed or something, the trauma or something to the brain. So every time I bang my head really bad, I'm always like kind of nervous for a second. And then I forget, but for a second I'm like, am I gonna be okay? Oh, chair, stop moving and freaking me out over there. Being a ghost. One day I think I want to get some like scarecrow or something to put in our rocking chair, but we'll see. It'll have to be like our skeleton, maybe skeleton. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to put one in the rocking chair, something in the rocking chair. Bye, Shoto. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you coming and staying for a while today. I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good week and a good weekend. Thank you. Yeah, I'm about to go in a minute, you guys. I just keep saying, I'm gonna get off in a minute. I'm gonna get off in a minute. I really will. It's because I can keep going on this forever. But here's the thing, guys. Look, I got this much left. We'll do that. And then I got to go around again, but we're not going to do that. I'll just get to the end of this and then we'll go. Yeah, so if you're interested in the roses pattern, I put it in the description. Let's see, what else should I tell you guys? Also, again, if you ever need any yarn from Premier, you can always come to my descriptions and use my link. Any of my newer lives will have it in there. If you've never ordered from Premier before, it should give you a 10% off. If it doesn't, let me know. I'll send you another link. But it should give you 10% off of your first purchase. And also what it'll do is tell Premier that you bought it through my link and it'll give me a few cents. I'm not really sure how much it is. Honestly, I'd tell you if I knew. But it gives you a few cents and eventually, it adds up to a couple of dollars a month, which is pretty cool. So if you guys ever, need yarn from there, just use my link and it helps me anytime you ever do that. And yeah, so Premier is really great. If you guys are interested in becoming affiliates, check their Instagram for their links and information. That is how I became an affiliate with Premier. I don't want to say that too often just because I don't know that they want like everybody in the world to fill up all their slots, but I will say that here. So don't tell anybody. And anyway, so you can check that out if you're interested. I had like less than 500 subs when I applied and I got it. So you don't need a ton of subscribers or anything to get it. Sorry, I was flicking a notification away. There's another one. Okay. Sorry, somebody's messaging me a lot. But anyway, oh gosh, there's another. Okay, hopefully they're gone now. Anyway, oh, never mind. There's another one. Okay, we're just going to stop flicking the notifications away. We'll just deal with those in a minute. Message them back in a minute. But yeah, and I'm going to work on that tutorial. If you guys are crocheters and have any questions about like things that I'm doing, if you want, you can always ask me on Instagram or email me if you don't have Instagram. Just like, leave a good subject line so that I see and I know, like, hey, I got a question about crochet or something. Because I'm more than happy to like help if you ever have trouble with like patterns that I post, like even like free patterns or whatever that I post. If you're like, I don't understand this part and I've done it before, I'll be more than willing to help you. I've definitely sent like videos to people on how to make things just for them. So I'm more than happy to help with stuff like that if I have time and I'm able to. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go live Saturday or not. I don't think so because my husband has a half day, so probably not. But I am gonna try here this fall to do more Saturday live streams. But and maybe even with some people. I don't know, we'll see. But I am thankful for all of you guys. I really am. I thank you guys for being here. I'm excited. We hit 655. I don't know what it is today, but I know the other day it was 655. It could be less or more now. Who knows? But I'm thankful for you guys. and I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. If you have not already, please hit the like button and subscribe and turn your notification bell on so you do know when I do go live again. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Until then, I'll be on Instagram and in my stories and stuff like that. And I will see you around. All right. Bye.